Hi there, students. I've had a question about what is the difference between if and whether. And looking at it superficially, this is very easy. But unfortunately, it's a lot subtler and there's a lot more nuance than meets the eye. The first thing I'd like to say is whether is generally a little more formal than if. But in many situations, they're absolutely the same. So to start with, we must use if in conditionals. If I were a rich man, if I had arrived earlier, if I lived in London, these have got to be ifs. Now, you can use both if and whether for yes-no questions. And you can actually use whether in conditionals if you include a yes-no question in it. So whether I buy the blue one or the green one, it will make no difference. So there you are. There's a conditional with whether, but only in these circumstances. Whether I go or whether I stay, the result will be exactly the same. Whether I had paid or not, it would have made no difference. So yes, you can use whether in conditionals, but with these yes-no questions. Now, I want to look at this a little bit further, because most of the books say we use whether when there are two possibilities. And we use if there are more than two possibilities. But I don't like that. It's not quite right. It's jumping the difficult bit. So let's see. I don't know if I should visit my grandmother or not. I don't know whether or not I should visit my grandmother. Now, the problem here is if is not, if you don't add the or not, it's not exactly clear what you mean. And I think in yes-no questions, you need to add the or not if you use if. If you use whether, it's clear. So I don't know if I should visit my grandmother or not. That or not makes a difference. I don't know if I should visit my grandmother, full stop. Or maybe I should do something else. Maybe I should buy her some flowers. Or maybe I should not go and visit her. Or maybe I should send her a present. So the problem with I don't know if I should visit my grandmother, without or not, we don't know if this is a yes-no question. Should I visit her? Should I not visit her? Or if this is one in a range of possibilities. If I say I don't know whether I should visit my grandmother, this is clear whether I should visit her or not. Whether in this case is talking about the choice of two possibilities. But I think it's better to use whether in cases of multiple possibilities. I don't know whether to visit my grandmother, whether to buy her a present, whether to send her some flowers, or whether not to visit her. And by using whether, you are saying that is limited to this. If you use if, I don't know if I should visit my grandmother, or if I should buy her a present, or if I should send her some flowers, maybe that group is limited, and those are the only possibilities. But it's not clear, because maybe it means there are no more possibilities, and maybe it means there are other possibilities. For this reason, I prefer whether for situations where there are multiple possibilities, not just two. If there are various defined possibilities, whether defines all the possibilities. You can use if. It's not wrong, but it's not a good choice of word. So let me give you another example of this. I'm wondering if I should buy the blue one or the green one. So, should I buy the blue one or the green one? Is this either I buy the blue or the green? Or does it mean, or maybe I should do something else? Maybe I should not buy anything. Maybe I should ask the man in the shop to order me a blue one. Or maybe I should ask him to show me a different brand. So it's not clear using if it is limited or not. Whereas if you say, I was wondering whether I should buy the blue one or the green one, this says very clearly I am going to buy either the blue one or the green one, and this is the limit of the possibilities. So, use whether to define all of the possibilities, to say there are no more possibilities. If you use if, it's not grammatically wrong, but it's not a good choice because the meaning is not clear. Okay, a couple of other situations where you shouldn't use if. You shouldn't use if before infinitives. I was wondering if to buy the blue one or the green one. No. If to buy, no. I was wondering whether to buy. So whether plus infinitives. That's easy. And then again, we don't use if after prepositions. I'm trying to decide on if I should go or if I should stay. It's much better with whether. I'm trying to decide on whether I should go or whether I should stay. So no if before infinitives and no if after prepositions. And then if only with conditional sentences, if I were a rich man. You can use whether in your conditional sentences if you have two choices or 3 or 5 choices as part of the first half of the conditional. And then if you've got 2 choices or more choices, it's better to use whether because if is not clear. And you can use both if and whether in yes-no questions. But again, be careful because if you use if, it's much better to say if. So I'm trying to decide if I should eat chicken or I should eat pork. Well, that's not a yes-no question, is it? I'm deciding if I should eat chicken or not. If I add the or not, eat chicken or not eat chicken, limited possibilities. But whether is much better. I'm trying to decide whether I should eat chicken. So, a lot more complicated than it seems. If the conditionals, if and whether for yes-no questions, but add or not with if. Whether for multiple possibilities, better not to use if. No if before an infinitive and no if after a preposition. And if you can think of any more examples, I'd be really interested to see them in the comment section. So, if you enjoyed the video, give it a rating. That's a conditional. So it needs to be an if. Whether you enjoyed the video, give it a rating. That's saying, I don't care if you enjoyed it or not, you must give it a rating. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. If and whether.